that atom is just sitting around with a single electron in its valence shell, it is itching to react with somebody. Valence. V-A-L-E-N-C-E. Valence. Valence is such a beautiful word. And I'm not sure exactly why I think so, but I think it's because, number one, it sounds a little bit like balance. It's spelled a little bit like balance. It's got that soft V sound, and it's used in chemistry and physics and linguistics and psychology, and it is pretty awesome. And so you first learn about valence probably in chemistry class when you hear about the valence of different elements or atoms and the valence shell. So when you have a single atom, you have these different states or energy levels of your electrons. And for a particular element, you can only hold a certain amount of electrons before they float away. And the very outer shell, the highest energy electrons, are in the valence shell. And so the valence of an element or the valence of an atom describes the potential amount of bonds that atom can make with other atoms. So a hydrogen atom, a single proton, might only have a valence of, or only has a valence of 1. It can only bond with one other atom. It can only accept one other electron in its outer valence shell. But you have all these other heavier elements that can fit a whole bunch of electrons in their outer valence shell, their outer shell. They have higher valences. They have the higher potential for making more bonds. And when we go into other fields, we talk about how sometimes an electron can lose energy. It might drop from the valence shell down to an inner shell, and it might emit that energy in the form of light. So that's pretty cool. You get some electrofluorescence or photoelectric effect or something. And when you have chunks of conductors, like a chunk of iron or something, they form this sea of electrons, quote unquote, because you've got all these electrons just swimming around in the valence shells of all those iron atoms. And that's kind of neat too. And the valence shell or the outer shell of these elements, it seems so liquid and fluid to me, and it's just poetic. And in psychology, I learned about this as well. Valence describes whether or not something has a positive or negative connotation. It might be a synonym for connotation. Like certain words have a positive valence or a negative valence. Like the word tree might have a positive valence of 1, and the word super fantastic might have the valence of 5 or something. And so it's kind of cool that valence, the term valence in general, is a quantification of qualities that are maybe a little bit not as obvious, a little bit harder to measure. Like the amount of electrons floating around an element, or the psychometrics of a word. That is our engineering word of the day, valence. Hey, I'm Pius. I'm a bioengineer / mechanical engineer / educator / software engineer / businessman, and I run this studio, Pius Labs, that makes this podcast and the K-12 Engineering Education Podcast. If you like what I do, please let me know over at patreon.com/Pius Labs. That's P-I-O-S-L-A-B-S.